are becoming more powerful, but most of them live in separate platforms or servers. And I found Odysseus, an open source AI workspace, which runs completely in a local environment. And instead of just reading it, I've actually tested its functions. And the idea is very simple. In traditional AI, user, you and me will send a request to a model or a application named ChatGPT or XYZ, and it takes the request, sends to its company servers, and where AI models will be running, and process the input and sends the output. And the data is being completely managed by its company servers, depending upon the company. But when it will come to local first AI or local AI setup, user sends the input, the system takes the input, and it runs its own AI model, processes the input, and sends an output. The complete data will stay within the own system a person is been using. That is the importance of local AI. You don't need to worry about the privacy concerns. You don't need to about your data is being selling out or anything, even though you may need to delete your account, but it might or might not really happen. Even you completely off every option to train the model, it might or might not be true. But that being aside, is what I'm actually looking at. It may have many futures and many things. The Odysseus project has been developed, as we said, by PewDiePie, one of the most popular creator. And these are the four things that I really liked about this project. One is the deep research, the model comparisons, local AI versus API, a clear differentiation, and integrations. Now, I work to test these various parts in practically, and I'm going to show my results what I've been observed. So, we have seen deep research in many other models like ChatGPT or Gemini, but the thing is very much simple. That is, if you do a deep research, you might see every source it has been getting. This is one of my deep research which I'm going to talk about it, but this is the UI. If you see, it is very like we used to, like it may reflect some of them like Gemini's, or some of them may say like Claude, or some say ChatGPT, but it is has taken a proper references from them, and this is the original theme. And my I'm using this a bit recently, but this was also very good. Like it has multiple themes, and you can set your own custom themes, but that's not our aspect. So what I said, the local AI models. So I have total two different setups. One is local AI and an API. My local AI is running via Llama. It has three models: Gemma, Quen, and Quen Agent. And of course, I'm using two different routers APIs. One is Open Router, one is Gemini. Why this really matters? PewDiePie developed this workspace in a 10 power GPU system, I believe, and he has a lot more computational power to run billions, 30s, 40 billions, or even 120 billion models. But we consumers, everyone might or might not have the access to run that big models. And my system can run a 7 billion model, but I don't want to put that much of pressure on my system. So I opted out for a smaller models. But to get the real output, we need a bigger 120 billion or 40, 50 billion models or 70 billion models, like Llama 70 billion models or GPT was 120 billion. So for that reason, I have taken Open Router and Gemini APIs. So the thing is, it was made for a entire privacy purpose, but we using an API and using cloud models entirely removes the privacy. But why it is still relevant to use this application if you even can't run it? That is its ability of integrations. So I'm going to show you a few integrations. One is, uh, see, it has multiple integrations like MCP2 servers, emails, contacts, and everything. And I myself am using my email in this application, which I cannot show you right now, but yeah. And one more thing is model comparisons. I have compared the model, a very short one, And I think because of changing my name, it has been gone, but I'm going to show you its demo. See, this is my comparison testing. I've evaluated an open out auto M Gemini 2.5 Flash, and this is the real test. So evaluation of transformers. So I got the output faster on open router. True, it has a proper answer. True, I loved it. But the answer that Gemini Flash gave was really good. It was so clear, and for this question appropriately, I tend to have more information than a faster. And for some things, I may need a faster, like checking my weather or knowing a command to execute or a small setup, like small local setup. I prefer a faster response. And for learning something, I prefer a detailed response, even if it takes some time. It taken 22 seconds, but it has given a better response. So that's why I would opted out for Gemini's model. But likewise, you can really test the models. And I'm going to show you one of its output. See, I have tested it today, and Open Router was very fast, but still I preferred Gemini because I need a clear answer here. But likewise, you can test multiple models, you can do model comparisons and everything. And that being said, the main key feature I really love about this is its deep research. You can set how many rounds you need, search engines, and point which model to use. I say that according to my experience, because my system's computational power, I prefer open routers. And you can give an input and you can start hit the button, the research will go on. And this is one of its research. So what is an AI agent and how does it works? This is, I've given a more important things, but this is what I'm learning about it. And if you see the ability of it to clearly differentiate the topics, clearly explain everything, I really liked it. And the important thing is at the end, it show the sources where it take the information and it take the images. If you see, this all are the images I've taken from these sources. It was not generating anything, but it was taking the images and clearly establishing them, which is a very good thing in my opinion. If you ask the same thing from a ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude, it will cost you bucks. It will cost you more amount of money, and it wants you to take subscriptions. But everything, like if you really want to do some deep researches and learn new topics, I believe this is a game changer for them. And I really like this. The main reason that doing this project, this video, is because its ability and its greatness in doing the deep researches. Don't take me wrong, it has many things. It has a brain, what they call for storing memories. You can add your own skills and everything. But what I feel most important, even I'm using an API via cloud model, still I've used a GPT model, but an auto search definitely taken from here. I like the output, and I can clearly understand, I can clearly study what I needed. And this is something that is really excellent to be even saying. So that being said, and I'm running a very early version, as I've mentioned, this is a 31 contributors model. Repository. Right now, it has more than 170 plus contributors and constantly evolving, constantly developing. It has nearly 770 plus commits, means it's really good. So, and this is its small update about it. So now, who should use an Odysseus? So I myself won't say It won't replace any of my workspace. I still use Gemini for image generation. I still use Gemini for writing. I still use ChatGPT for quick checking. I still use Claude for coding. But I might not need to use that much because it was useful for my deep researchers. It was useful for my model comparisons, quick model comparisons. It was useful for my local running, like small fact checks and small code snippets, and everything I can do using Odysseus, which is I really liked it. And I tested this workspace out of my curiosity, and this deep research feature has really been a lot of helpful for me. So now that's being said, as the slide says, the future is not only about better AI models, better AI flows, but I tend to believe the future is also about having clear conscious idea that where you're throwing your data. If I'm using complete my local model, I don't fear telling about my mails, my no my phone numbers and everything, because I know the fact that it was running locally and the information will be stored locally. But if it's a cloud server, I might have some concerns because it might sell my data. It might say it won't sell my data, but there's chances of having a data breaches, like we're saying, which we are going to discuss in very soon videos about the data breaches. But that's all being said, my experience with testing Odysseus is excellent, and I really loved its deep research futures. It may not replace everything today, but I like the direction it's been heading towards because of its local AI workspace and local focused ecosystem. So, thanks for watching. And if you really want to learn about new open source project, my personal open source document creators, and more about cybersecurity and AI news, consider subscribing. Thank you, everyone.